Hello, my name is Dr. Stanley Lang, and I'm known as the Whole Health Doc, to some at least. And welcome to this presentation, which is designed to teach you the subject of how to lose weight fast. I'm the creator of the Heal Stress, Recover Health, Weight Loss Academy, and this has been available for several years now. And I'd like to give you a very swift overview of some of the topics that I think are critical for weight loss. So the issue, first of all, is how can we lose weight fast? And a related question is, can you lose a lot of weight quickly in a week? And so we're going to talk on that a little bit. But first, I want to focus on the groups that this webinar is particularly aimed at, this mini webinar, which is women who are over the age of 40 primarily, but also I want to have some special comments for women who are over age, who are specifically over the age 50, but the women over age 40 group is the one that I'm most targeting in this webinar, because this is the age group where you can make the most difference in the most number of people, which is your own life, but women tend to have the biggest effect on their families. And in this age group, you're both looking at your children, but you're looking forward to future generations and the possibility of influencing many different people besides yourself. This happens a lot more with women than men, so that's why I'm focusing on women in these two age groups, over 40, over 50. Now, I'm going to be looking down periodically to look at my notes, so apologize for that in advance. And I'm just going to be making some very brief comments. I have two gifts for you. One is a book that will teach you a lot about the things I'm going to be touching on in this brief webinar. And second of all, an introduction to the online academy that I made reference to. So the question is, what is the best way to lose weight? What's the best way to lose weight? And the secondary question that is sort of implied by this webinar is quick weight loss even a good idea? And the answer to that, my thoughts have changed a lot over the years. I used to say, no, it's not a good idea, that people that lose weight quickly regain it, typically pretty quickly. But my thinking has changed over the years as we have discovered new concepts related to safe weight loss. So the question is, what is the best diet to lose weight? Not what's the best way to lose weight, what's the best diet to lose weight? And that's what we're going to be talking on mainly. But the best way to lose weight is obviously diet and exercise together. But within the dietary options, what can we do that helps us to lose that weight in the best way, the safest way? And the question really could be reworded is, how can we accelerate fat loss? Because we don't want to lose muscle, but that's unfortunately what a lot of people do when they're following many different weight loss programs. They're eating in a way that accelerates their muscle utilization for energy. And so I want to talk a little bit about that during this webinar. So the solution to eating in a way that doesn't utilize your muscle for energy is to eat in a way that we call low glycemic. So a low glycemic diet is a diet where every meal does not spike the blood sugar. So the constituents of the meal don't raise the blood sugar quickly. Now, the foods that excludes, by definition, are the grains, potatoes, rice, and sugar. Those are the high glycemic foods that typically people have as part of their diet. Now, the question is that the same thing as a low carb diet? And the answer is some of the time. So there are two versions of low carb diet that are pretty popular right now, and they include a high protein diet and a ketogenic diet. So a high protein diet is one that is focusing a lot more on the meats and other sources of food, And a ketogenic diet is mainly fat. On average, a ketogenic diet is about 70% fat, about 20 to 30%, 20 to 25% protein, and about 5% is going to be carbs in the form of vegetables with maybe a handful of berries. So the question is, which one's better, protein diet versus ketogenic diet? I'm not going to answer that question on this webinar. I just want you to be aware that these are two different versions of a low carb diet, because there's not a lot of carbs in either one of these. A lot of people doing the high protein diet now, they call that a carnivore diet. Now, the concept of a low glycemic diet means that we're paying attention to what's called the glycemic index. Now, what's the glycemic index? Well, it is a way to measure how fast the blood sugar rises after you eat a carb. So glycemic index doesn't refer to fat or proteins because these are broken down to energy in different ways. Fats are broken down primarily to ketones, which hence the ketogenic diet. And proteins can be broken down to glucose, but very, very much more slowly than carbs. So we don't really use glycemic index to talk about proteins, just carbs. So the real question is, what are the low glycemic foods that are carbs? Basically fruits and vegetables. So when we're talking about low glycemic carbs, we're talking about fruits and vegetables, mainly vegetables and some of the fruits. So some fruits are very high glycemic. And why is that? Because some of the fruit have a lot of other sugars besides the main fruit sugar, which is fructose. So learning how to eat the lower glycemic fruits are part of a low glycemic diet. Now, some people will ask the question, what about a low fat diet as a way to lose weight? Is that safe? Is it good? Does it work? Well, part of the question is when I ask the question, what's the best way to talk to patients about these things? And the question is it easy? Is it an easy way to lose weight? And when I first started practicing medicine, now some time ago, and I was teaching people how to lose weight, I actually focused on low-fat diets as the primary source. The most popular ones way back then were the McDougall program and the Ornish program. There's a lot of variations of these two fairly well-known programs, but basically I stopped teaching them because of one major reason. Patients wouldn't follow them. So if you've got the best thing in town but nobody will do it, it doesn't matter if it's the best thing in town. So I moved towards strategies that I knew would help people and that people would do long term. So I've developed easy ways to lose weight and to lose weight quickly, and at the same time to do what is a critical thing in a weight loss program, which is losing belly fat and losing that quickly. Now, why do you want to lose belly fat? Why do you want to focus on belly fat? And the reason is because belly fat, that is the fat that's gathered around our abdomen, is particularly pro-inflammatory. So having extra fat is not a good idea, but having extra belly fat is an even worse idea because it's pro-inflammatory in ways that's different from fat that's distributed in other parts of our body. And so losing belly fat in an easy way is the strategy that I have slowly evolved. So one of the questions is what do you eat to lose weight? What can you eat to lose weight, to accelerate weight loss? And the things that you can eat are basically anything that's low glycemic. Now, in my experience, the way that you can accelerate this happening is by eating these different low glycemic foods in balance. That means if you're not eating ketogenic, that you're going to eat protein and fat, vegetables and fruit all at the same time. Why is that? Because it balances out that sugar response, and it also adds variety that keeps people following the program. The reason that people don't follow the low-fat diets is because they don't taste very good. Fat is what adds flavor to food, and so there are ways to eat healthy fats in spite of what you're going to hear from the gurus that are quite popular on the internet. You can eat fat if it's healthy fat and still lose substantial amounts of weight. I have hundreds of patients in my practice who have successfully done that. Now, a related question is, what about the popular weight loss drinks? And the answer is, I recommend avoiding them unless you make your own homemade version of a drink. So what I have for lunch every day is technically a weight loss drink. It's basically a very high fiber, very, very low glycemic, and it has a lot of the healthy fats in it. And so that's my weight loss drink. Buying weight loss drinks, I think, is a waste of money. And usually you end up with imbalanced stuff that has a lot of chemicals in it to boot. The question, again, is what are the weight loss foods? Weight loss foods are anything that doesn't spike your blood sugar. So you could pretty much eat anything you want to, but the question is whether you should eat them in a particular balance. And I think that it helps. That's been my experience. And so what I teach in my program and what you'll learn in that free book is that there's a particular balance that works the best in the long run. Now, related questions to weight loss are what's the best workouts for to supplement the dietary strategies. And obviously, we're talking about diet mainly, but exercise is equally important. In some cases, in some ways, it's actually more important because people that aren't exercising actually have only about a 6% chance of maintaining their weight loss, whereas if they have a consistent exercise program, they have over a 50% chance of maintaining their weight loss over a year. So what is the best exercise to lose weight? The best exercise is a form of cardiovascular exercise that's called high intensity interval training. Now, getting back to those comments at the very beginning, I don't recommend this for women over age 50 because generally their fitness level has declined enough that that's not the place to start. Now, it is the place to end, but it's not the place to start. However, women in the 40s can generally jump right into a high-intensity interval training program, and that will rapidly accelerate their exercise. Now, I teach about how to integrate these things in that online academy in a lot of detail, or you can look up what high-intensity interval training is. There's a lot of different variations online. So the final question I want to sort of quickly address is whether you should use weight loss medications. And the answer is I strongly discourage it. Almost everybody, I would say 100% of my patients over the years who used any kind of weight loss medicine always regain their weight, and usually a little bit more. It's a bad way to try to lose weight. Appetite suppressants don't work. If you don't suppress your appetite naturally, you're going to rebound with more weight gain, and it's a very poor long-term solution. So it's a very poor quick weight loss solution because it's only going to cause more problems down the road. So I strongly encourage you to avoid medications to try to lose weight. And finally, I want to encourage you to access the online weight loss clinic that is basically that program that I told you about. And this touches on how to eat, how to exercise, and mainly how to reduce the chronic stress in your life that is stopping you from making good health decisions that are permanent. So chronic stress is your big enemy. That's what I call the program, the Relieve Stress program, the Recover Health Relieve Stress program. And when you do that, you will be successful when you combine it with the right eating plan and the right exercise program. There are multiple ways to decrease stress. They fall into the spiritual, the physical, and the emotional realm. That's why we call this a whole person health online academy, because it's going to touch on all parts of your body, mind, and spirit, and help you to integrate all three of them as you achieve better and better health. So I hope you enjoyed this sprint through the program, and all of these things are touched on in a lot of detail on the online program. But if that's not something that you're quite ready to get yet, then I encourage you to get the free book. It will teach you how to do low glycemic eating in a way that hundreds of my patients have successfully done over many years and sustained the benefit. And so it works rapidly. And again, it's something that you can sustain for many years. So I wish you well, God bless, and have a great day.